Carlos Scrashtons was a 9th round pick.
Carlos Scraskins.
Back
Wow,
in
I
1998.
I believe he's Latvian.
Unbelievable.
Scraskins,
Carlos Scraskins.
Jurgensons love the Latvians.
Yeah. Aaron Haydar.
I almost got traded for
Haydar.
Carlos. I almost got traded for Scrastons, I think.
Really?
No.
Haydar's like,
Was he in Anaheim when we lost in the most boring game ever? Yeah, Daryl said I was horseshit compared to Scrastons.
And if he could have traded you on the spot, he'd have done it.
So he was like the Luke Shen of back then. Daryl just fantasizing about having him and not one of his own players.
No.
Something like that. I guess we're on. Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to the pod as we're on a Tuesday. The Flames have done the road trip.
Yep.
And Rhett said last night after on Afterburner that tomorrow's game against Colorado is going to be no good.
Dog shit. I heard this. It's very, very good Afterburner last night.
No, it was not.
Enjoyed it.
Not according to
wonderful.
Rhett said.
I said we didn't look good.
Your
lamp went out. I was baked, and it was a little. I liked the purple light, and then it went green. It threw me for a loop. I started to babble sometimes. Forgot the questions.
Hey, Rhett, if you could not do the dope before the show, the evening show, when you're already fatigued, that'd be great. If you could not hammer the gummies in time for the show, that'd be awesome.
You could do them on the show, and then that gives you time for them to kick in. You can't do it before the show. Then they're going to kick in when you're doing the show.
Do the cocaine. Do
the show went too long. The show's too long. I was
37 minutes last night.
Yeah.
Record's still 49 from you clowns after that. Lost in St. Louis?
Did we go that long?
A few.
Look,
what was the first one you did with Rhett? Was that St. Louis?
Yeah,
it had to be St. Louis because down. Yeah,
we did the first.
That was the record. But it was a big dub.
So it's the record. How many have we done?
5.
No.
Jets.
I've done 4.
Chicago Blues.
Have
Blues.
you?
Nashville.
I've done 4 in a row, and you guys did 1, so it's 5.
Well, you guys are
you're going to be on the shelf for a bit because they're at home for a while here.
Yeah. If you haven't caught Afterburner, then you're missing out. It is after every Flames game during the week.
Dean with the lights out.
Yeah,
tired,
my friggin' light went out.
And Rhett, hi.
That was from last night. Eh?
Look at you. It looks like you've had a case of whiskey.
Oh, you look ill.
That, you know what? That's cherry picking right there.
Oh,
that is cherry picking.
That is an image of you.
Who did that?
No,
that you, Alex. You
photoshopping. That is a screenshot.
That's how he looked. I know. I had to talk a lot last night, Pinder, just to see if he was alive. Poor bugger.
You know the good news though. Most people were just listening because it's in their Spotify when they drive. They're not watching
Apple.
The YouTube
They're
they're
not watching.
You can't be doing that. So I listened this morning. I didn't watch. I didn't realize you were doing some sort of Dracula film in your house there.
Maybe we need to just Do we have a makeup? Is there anybody down the hall? Do we have any wigs or? I'll tell you what. We've got more lighting in here now, and I don't know if it's making a difference. I'm going to have to start wearing sunglasses because I'm almost to the point of squinting.
Your eyes are an issue too.
With the brightness.
Yeah. You got the bad eyes. You need those ones that do the tinting. The tinting, they tint automatically.
Yeah.
Doug had those as a stud back in the 70s. He was cool.
Can't read. Can't see. Too bright. Laser beams.
It's too bright. It's too cold. It's too hot. I'm too tired.
Off.
Can I transitions?
Say it? Isn't that it, Rhett?
Can I say it about Big D? Have you guys noticed the more so than ever?
You got cotton mouth?
Like, D, what are you doing? Just talk. Just talk.
Technology and stuff. Well, you spend all night yelling on the bench because he's always yipping and oh, come on, boys, here we go. Let's get her going. We got this, boys. Here we go.
I think he lost his voice. He was writing something on the board to McHale last night.
Yeah, to McLean.
McLean.
Now, figuratively and literally, or just literally losing his voice?
Well, I was guessing that he maybe lost his voice. That's why he didn't do the morning interview. He let Kirk Muller do it.
Kirk do the morning, yeah.
Right? And then I thought, well, maybe he did lose his voice. He was singing at Tootsie's on Saturday night. It happens. right? We've all been
You
there.
gotta know when to hold them.
Who was the old
Know when to hold 'em.
detective that played the dumb guy that actually solved all the crimes?
Oh, it's Columbo.
Yeah, Rhett's he's a Buffalo Columbo. Look at him putting this together. Hey? When I was high, I thought maybe he lost his voice.
Well, I'm glad we covered the game. So what else
Are we
is going
done?
on? How about the NFL? Tom Brady can beat it.
You guys were worried about missing a good football game.
I know.
Yeah, you guys
Didn't. Yeah.
I all kind of like the Bucks a little.
What did you watch?
Just because.
Did you watch the Flames game or the football game or both?
So I had a banger of a day. Workout, kid hockey practice, curling, and then had to watch it off PVR until about midnight. So it was full yesterday. So I didn't see any of the football, and I kept seeing the score in the curling place, and I'm like, yeah, I don't need to be watching this one anyway. This is not close. Apparently that Brett Maher had a day, though.
Yeah, he was a Blue Bomber, wasn't he?
He is a former CFL.
Yeah.
Maybe a Red Black or a Spartacus.
He was a Red Black for
15
sure. Yeah.
Games there they had in Ottawa.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times for sure. Again, Afterburner. It was we were leaking enthusiasm and energy.
Mm-hmm.
The game did it to us. We felt like how the Flames felt.
Yeah.
We were just see right there.
Oh God.
We're just
I'm Michael
I just want to
Backlund.
get on the plane.
You're Jonathan Huberdeau. That's who you are there. Jesus.
Rhett's very serious.
Rhett's Rasmus Anderson on the bench in the final 2 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh sure.
There's Tanev. Yeah. No, they were Flames lose 2-1. They were groggy.
I thought I don't want to be the guy that's always trying to say it's not as bad as it looks, but I thought UC Saros was fantastic. And as Jacob Markstrom put together a good game, but there was no question who the better goalie was. These both guys were both Vezina finalists last year. I know which one you'd rather have right now. You crazy?
Yeah,
great.
yesterday
So
in
we're
the old
gonna
game
harp
notes.
on Markstrom again. Let's beat up
Not
on
harp on.
Markstrom. Poor
No,
guy.
no. Just
You're
saying.
all over the map. You know that. You're gonna need him. He's gonna be good. Now I don't want him. He's terrible. Give me Saros.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I was just saying, like, I thought UC Saros might have been the reason that Nashville got 2 points last night, not like, oh, the team was definitely better than the Flames. And Markstrom gets some bad puck luck, and there's a few chances around. Now, listen, they get the 2 posts late. Nashville, okay, I get that. Those are really close. The one probably would have come back on goalie interference because Markstrom gets pushed behind the goal line there outside of the net. But I thought he was really good. I think he made a couple really nice glove saves where he grazes his glove and just goes over the net. And you're like, oh, these guys can't buy one. I really like the save on it. Was the Mangiapane deke. Looked like he ran out of real estate. I think he stuffs that in. And maybe it's just because I think when some Flames fans are watching Saros, we're like, okay, please show us there can be a 6-foot goaltender that can be elite in this league. Because they have one in the minors who wins goalie of the year every goddamn year. And I think they have to be pretty comparable because if you're not huge, you have to be very athletic and technically sound. I thought he was great last night.
What did you think of Saros last night?
I thought he played well. He's a good goalie. Looks like a guy that's competitive and wants to play and is excited and has way more energy than Boom last night. So, no, I liked him.
No rebounds.
That's right. My rebound control was worse for sure.
And to be fair, like, you think about that Stalock performance in net. Like, if you put Stalock in there, I think the Flames win this thing by a few. That was sort of my takeaway, is that he's sneakily very, very good.
Really, it felt to me almost another one of those games where
36 or 37 when it was done,
where it was just he was square to pucks. I didn't think he had to be.
Good goalies make it look easy. The two up the glove and the D.
The typical Flames BS. A bunch of shots that aren't hard to stop. Oh, you make square to pucks. He was fine.
There's a couple redirects in front. You got dominate. The luck. No, I wouldn't say they dominated. I would guess they would have probably. Yeah, like if you switch goalies, I think you win. That's not a shot at Markstrom. I just thought Saros is just better right now.
So. I think it was just a game, and it was what it was. And I thought the Preds were better than the Flames early, and the Flames were a little bit better as the game went on, but they weren't full of piss and vinegar, so they really couldn't overcome anything. And they had an idiot named number 4 poking people in the eyes with a 5-on-3.
That is so dumb.
That was real dumb.
You said it on and I'm glad you said it on Afterburner last night, Dean. Like, what in the hell is going on in your head? You cannot do that. That is the game when you're a team that's having a tough time scoring up against a Vezina candidate from last year. You need to score on that 5-on-3. And when you knock it down to a 5-on-3, when you knock it down to a 4-on-3 seconds in, like, give your head a shake.
If you didn't watch, it's a 5-on-3 power play for the Flames. They're down by a goal. It's the third period. And it was, a minute 42 coming of the two-man advantage. And for whatever reason, as the Flames are advancing the puck through the neutral zone, Anderson just kind of takes his stick and he's trying to, I don't know what he's doing.
What is he doing with the stick? There's no reason for it to be anywhere near there. The puck's not there. A guy's going by. Are you trying to get a cheapie in? That's the only thing you can think of, because there's no reason to move his body that way.
It was a brain fart.
He just kind of lifts his stick a little bit to kind of be cute or whatever and try and clip the guy in the face. And
why? There's like, I get you what you're explaining. I think that's exactly what happened. But why would you try to do that at this point? It's 5-on-3.
I don't.
Anderson hates that guy. He's going to get him come hell or high water. That's what Anderson was thinking. I got a chance here. I'm going to stick him in the face. Right now,
I'm just looking at my notes to see
what happens. But he's going to get it in the face no matter what by the end of this game, and he got him. Money on the board. There's a lot of money.
5-on-3. Just because I wanted to know when it was. Okay.
So they lose the draw, go back to their zone, and coming back in, he does it. It's less than 20 seconds into a massive 5-on-3.
Anderson's stupid.
Yeah,
is how I.
And look, why do you hate Anderson? This is a very talented player that I think's got an immensely bright future. And as you said last night, probably over the last 2 years, massive gains. He's established himself as a guy that can run.
He's your number one defenseman for the next.
He's their number one
8 years.
Wow, he's gone before that, but yeah,
no
maturity, I guess. Just these,
like a 2-on-1, you're like, oh, you could have played it better, but that's like it's you understand that things are happening quickly. It's the end of a shift. You're wiped out. Maybe you have a brain fart, but like this is just, there's no good explanation for this at all.
Sutter mentioned it post game, and
ask
before we even got there last night, because we were talking about it with Michael Stone and Nikita Zadorov in the final minute of the game, down by 1, net empty for the Flames, and those two guys are out.
Yeah.
Not Rasmus Anderson, not, as you said, Uyghur, but certainly you would think Anderson would be the guy. And is it sending a message? Is it, I don't know. You brought it up, and then Daryl mentioned the bad penalty, so you know it didn't go unnoticed by the coach. Had to be some sort of a message to Anderson in a way, don't you think?
No, I think
so. It's
absolutely.
If you want power play personnel, right? Go ahead. Sorry, Rhett.
No, it's 100% a message. I was going to ask you, Pinder, what do you think about his choice of players at the end? Like,
yeah, I listened to it, and you try to justify it at the beginning, and you're like, okay, well, those two might be, your 2 of your top 3 scoring threats, but Zadorov is not a distributor, and you need someone to distribute. Stone's not a great distributor. He's a one-time threat. That's basically it.
But why isn't Uyghur out there? Why isn't Uyghur out there then? If you're saying, I get it.
If you want to make a new pair, you could put Anderson and Uyghur out there. I'd be okay with that. But I think he probably wants to keep his pairs intact rather than jumble things around.
What the hell for? You're down. You got 30. You got to score.
Probably because one of those pairs was just on the ice. That's why, right?
But they had taken the timeout.
Timeout.
Okay, so they could have,
right?
Yeah, they could have.
I'm arguing with you just to argue, but I am curious. Why it's Zadorov and not Uyghur, right?
Zadorov is a lovely. It's a nice year. I hate the decisions he makes in the ozone. He always keeps it too long. He doesn't pass it well. He wants to do it all himself. He's having a great offensive season. That's not the guy you want there.
And last night was a perfect example when Daryl sent them out there. I'm like, ooh, that's awkward. And then they got all set up, and I'm like, well, at least Stone can rip a few. Zadorov has perfect opportunity twice to slide it over for a one-timer. I'll stick a handle here at the top.
Like, no, they've combined for 11 goals. Rasmus has 6, Zadorov has 7, Stone has 4. But I still think if Rasmus is having a good game, he's got to be out there. And honestly, I don't really care whether it's Uyghur or Hanifin next to him. You want someone that knows Rasmus well and that can move the puck. You don't need another shooter. You need someone that can help create a chance.
Well, it feeds into my narrative that Uyghur's the shits and not as good as you guys said.
The shits. I was gonna do the buy or sell that Zadorov is better than Weegar right now.
He is better than Weegar
They're
right
pretty
now.
different roles. Offensively, he certainly is, but I don't think that I'd trust him.
He's
defending
more
as well as
impactful.
Weegar.
He's more.
I don't know that I
impactful than
trust Weegar a ton either with what we've seen.
Oh, like I said, it's the TJ Brody. You're going to remember the bad ones because they're on highlight reels. But all night long, he plays tougher competition, bigger minutes, and has more D-zone starts, I'd wager.
And with a better partner. Sorry.
100%. But that's what that pair is, right? They've decided those are going to be your shutdown defensive pairing.
Which?
Oh, Weegar and Tanev. Tanev's your best defender. Weegar's your second best defender.
Well, it's weird how it's, and I don't know, this is just based off last night's game. If you look at the penalty kills, Zadorov had 2 minutes and 40 seconds of penalty kill time. Weegar had 8 seconds.
Yeah, I can't speak to, I don't know.
Would you not use your defensive guys on the penalty kill?
I don't know. It depends where penalties are taken and where guys are at. I'm not really speaking about
There's a lot of excuses.
I'm talking about his 5-on-5 play here.
Really
that's
good.
all. I'm not
it's
really
a 2.5 minute swing. I
think there's certain guys that are great penalty killers. It doesn't mean they're better defensively 5-on-5. I think those are two different things. I like Zadorov, big blocking shots, long reach. I think we could be a very good penalty killer, but I don't know that that's his. I think he's a 5-on-5 defender.
I don't know what he is yet.
He's a $6.5 million. He's a $6.5 million defenseman, Dean.
Well, not yet. Next year, starting next year.
He's a 3.25.
Hey,
he's
3.25.
It's a great deal this year.
Well, you try dump him
for that.
Yeah, you try trade him now and see if you.
No, there's a lot of models that really like him. I think it's not the stuff that necessarily you watch and say, wow,
models?
What a play.
Are they attractive people, or is this
it's early Michael Backlund stuff. It's why isn't he getting scored on as much as I think he is?
I'm a model. No, this.
You know what I mean?
You know what? Okay, I will. This is my promise to you. I will message multiple people in front offices and ask for here. Just say the name, not frame it anyway. What are your thoughts on this player? And I will bring in, because I get what you see and what you're watching, and when I'm watching on TV, what I'm seeing. But how many times out of 10 does he make a play that doesn't allow them to gain the zone, that doesn't wow you, that he just is in the right spot? It's like Backlund defending. Why does he never leave his feet diving? Because he's in position.
And I know Rhett's exaggerating to have some fun with it. I like the player in Florida. I go back, you look at the trade, I just felt under the circumstances you did very well. Whether or not they should have signed both those guys, I guess, is open for debate. It just felt like that was something that you should probably do. If you could sign them, sign them. And when I say, sorry, I'll just finish my point because I do want you to go. I like him, but I'm not really disappointed, but I'm not, there's the guy.
TJ Brody finally?
It just feels, Brody felt more, I noticed him in a negative way more. Yeah. But I also thought his skating was better. I don't know where I don't know what he is. Is he a 2? Is he a 4? Is he a 5?
He's the second pair shutdown defenseman right now.
On this team he is. What is he in the Western Conference? What is he in the league? I don't really know.
I'd ask what Jonathan Huberdeau always with a different coach and a different line mate. I mean, those two guys have had a tough go adjusting. I think Huberdeau's the bigger flop by a mile. You're still getting a lot of minutes out of Weegar. It's not like he's getting buried 5-on-5. No, I'm just saying, there's a level of he didn't meet what we thought he was, but in that same deal, it's like, goodness gracious, you had a guy 115 points that you don't even notice anymore now.
Yeah, well, you've noticed him negatively almost. Okay, but anyway, we're poking fun at Weegar, and I think he's been solid. I just think that
he's serviceable.
He was portrayed as this can't miss 1-2 guy, and I'm like, I don't think he's that. Anyway, whatever. When Frank was on yesterday, was it, or Monday?
That's right.
No, Monday.
Yesterday was Monday. He was on yesterday.
Beautiful.
Correct.
So Monday.
You're right on all
2
counts.
shows yesterday. I know you're confused.
Nailed it. It's really got me confused. But we praised. The point I'm making is we praised the Carolina Hurricanes and how they operate. Mm-hmm. And they're kind of the poster child. They got a great coach. They're not afraid to dump guys. They let guys leave. We don't sink money into long-term contracts. We choose. I don't know what their philosophy is. I don't know how they do it, but they're doing a damn good job. And everyone said the same thing. Yet, when I said that's what the Flames approach should have been this offseason, I'm an idiot.
No one said you're an idiot. It was just that you didn't say it a year before with Johnny. That's all. It was a little picky choosy. Johnny went in his UFA year and you didn't say anything about it, about trading him. Why are you saying don't sign these guys or do sign these guys? Like you can't pick both sides of the fence. If you shouldn't re-sign him yet.
You didn't trade Johnny at that point because you didn't know what Johnny was going to be. And I don't think it's a conversation about Johnny.
No, but it was the context of summer. You're saying it's the last year of a UFA. That's what Uyghur and Huberdeau were
it wasn't just last year of a UFA. It was that we don't know what this effing team's going to be with all these changes. We don't. And you guys, they're proven entities. They're going to be. We just said all three of us. What's Uyghur? I don't know. What is he? Tell me what he is. He's a shutdown defenseman.
Second pair shutdown
that you locked in for a long term and isn't. Like, is it paying huge dividends? Huberdeau, he's a 115-point winger. No, he's not.
He's not.
He's playing for Daryl Sutter. He's not a 115-point winger, right? Anyway, you're crazy, right? Well, you got to sign these guys. You can't allow them to walk. They're going to be free. Go into it like Carolina and effing trade them at the trade deadline if they're not working out. Now you're locked in. How is Jonathan Huberdeau ever going to meet expectation here?
Needs a new coach and a new line mate at a minimum, but even then, probably going to be tough.
Fat effing chance that's happening. Who just got a 3-year deal that starts next year, correct?
I don't know. These aren't public, but that would be the assumption, right? If this was his last year and he got an extension, you could shred it, you could extend it. They never will say publicly what term is. That seems to be the word, though.
My point is along the lines. Yeah, you get my point, right? Like, we praise Carolina for not locking in, walking away from Norris Trophy candidates, and yet finding ways. What?
They didn't lose a guy for nothing, right? Like, that was the difference, is that in the context of losing Johnny and getting nothing back, were you going to go through that? It's not just
about Johnny.
No, I know, but I don't think
they didn't trade Dougie Hamilton. They kept him.
And that's
go to the
true.
Playoffs, and then
we talked yesterday about D'Angelo. They turned him into assets, right? No, that's fair. It's one move. I mean, they also locked in on Kotkaniemi, which looks idiotic, but I think generally that's the smartest 2 or 3 front offices in the league, right?
Yeah, and Kotkaniemi is at least how old?
Well, he's like a 3rd or 4th liner making way too much money now, but yeah, he's probably in his mid-20s.
Mid to early 20s.
I always come back because the only issue that I have with your side on that, Rhett, is you trade him at the deadline. If you're in a playoff spot, you're not trading your best players. You're not going to trade. If you're in a playoff spot and Huberdeau is a part of your top 6, you're not trading them.
Just like you didn't trade Johnny last year.
You couldn't.
You weren't screaming trade Johnny at the deadline, right? Like,
they were in first fucking place, Ryan. They were in first place.
And we didn't know they were going to be at this.
It's called, you guys, you cherry pick shit. You either are Brent Seabrook. You either say, F off, thanks, you were great, or you sign him and you have to suffer for it. Where Carolina's not. And I'm saying that the tough decisions, the tough decision was not to sign Huberdeau and Uyghur and see what that was the easy play. Offer them all the money, and Kadri, same thing, offer them a bunch of money and hope the shit sticks on the wall. Well, the tough play would be, let's wait and see what happens and work. And for guys that do it, for guys that play hardball and don't lock in these guys, that turns out better for the organization. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Hey, look, there was a fork in the road. They could have gone get young assets and picks, and they could have gone get established vets. We know what they picked. We also know the owner's enthusiasm for ever rebuilding. So, I mean, I can't say we're surprised they went that way. I think the Uyghur deal's fine. I think he could slide into Hannafin's slot on a top pair at any moment and be perfectly adequate. I think a $6-ish million defenseman is not an overpay for what he brings moving forward. I think the Huberdeau deal is going to be an absolute albatross. It's a boat anchor.
The one thing you won't get out of Huberdeau, obviously, is what you saw out of Gaudreau, what you're seeing out of Pasternak, and is a guy in his contract year. Is a guy who's a UFA at the season's end, his lame duck year in his contract, playing his balls off to try and get paid in the summer.
Yeah, and I don't think he's fat and sassy and lazy. I think it's almost like he's trying to justify this contract. It's not like a lack of motivation, right?
It's subconscious, Ryan. I'm not, and I mean,
no, I know. I think 100%. It is too, for sure.
It's not. It just people wonder why, and I'll tell you, the years I played for a contract, I played fucking better.
So then let's pretend he is having a career. But, let's say they don't have him under contract. He's making $5.9 million. And he's second in league scoring like he was last year. And if he is, the Flames are probably in second or first in the division. Now what are you doing?
Yeah.
Now what are you doing?
I don't think he gets a lot more.
I mean,
I don't think
if he's second in league scoring, he's probably looking at $12 million, right? Maybe a little less.
Well, that's a big what if, right? Like that's a big.
It's saying if he was having
you know
last
what, right?
season.
And you know what? I would rather pay him $1 million more, knowing he was fitting in and doing that and was going to be a top 5 scorer in the league with this organization. Fine, make 12. I'd rather make 12 knowing it was over 100 points a year than 10.5. And I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do with them. Jesus,
and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just like, I'm playing out that angle to say, okay, like if that happens, then what does it look like?
The other side.
Because if he is having a great year heading into UFA, now it's like, holy fuck, are they going to be able to sign him? What if he doesn't want to play here? Like he could go anywhere. He's going to get this money from anyone. Or it's like, it's first place. We got to sign him. We can't trade him. We're in first place. Just like you said about Johnny last year. They're in first. How can you trade him?
And to your point, Rhett, it takes balls. It takes bravery. It takes whatever you want to call it. But you can't discount or forget what happened here, where you had 2 guys, essentially, your 2 star players, leave because they didn't want to be in Calgary, Canada, here, the West, whatever, right?
Well,
you were going to be facing the same song and dance again.
I'll give Cheerliving a break on it, but that's baloney that you can't figure that out. You better know your players better than that, or you were lied to, and you better shit talk them all around the league. And be honest with us and say they absolutely screwed us. Johnny Gaudreau said he was going to sign with us, and he totally effed us. And in no other words, just like that, be honest about it, because that leaves us to guess what happened. How can you mismanage this? Giordano, why didn't you trade him? It's not just those 2 guys.
I agree. I think the Flames could have had Johnny before the season at a really low number, and it was they didn't do it, and they didn't trade him. That's not great asset management either. But it was a tough offseason to do either. But still, you went in eyes open, knowing this was an option to happen, and that he's a guy from a part of the world he likes being in.
And who's surprised that Tkachuk's was all in for himself?
Not after Johnny left. If Johnny stayed, you could squint and see maybe it could work. But as soon as Johnny was gone, it's like, well, what's he hanging around for? I get it now.
Tkachuk's a superstar, dude.
And they're not even in the playoffs. That's the crazy part. It's not like you're like, wow, Florida hosts Calgary. Both teams are like, can we do this back?
Florida, yes.
The only issue I have with what Tkachuk's doing in Florida is why isn't the team doing better?
Yeah, and I don't think it's probably that decor is really thin. They're missing Weegar more than the Flames are loving Weegar because they're deeper here. Weegar would be a top pair there.
You're right. And that's the thing for me with Weegar is I get all pissy about it and start yipping because we have to talk about things. But I think he's a defenseman, and he's an NHL defenseman, and I don't think he's a top 2. I think he's a 3-4, and he's a solid defenseman. I just feel like it was – and I'm clueless because I'm stupid and old, but 6.5 to me is holy sheesh. But maybe in today's world, that's what a 3-4 gets. That's what you got to pay.
And I think you got to remember the framework of these deals being signed was that the GM and the agents and everyone on earth knew the cap is about to take a huge jump, whether that's in 1 or 2 summers. Yeah. This deal,
I still think though
year 2 of it, the cap might be $95 million, right?
Yeah, but I still don't. It's easy to say that, but why the hell would you want to piss away $1 million here and there, right? Like
I'm not saying it's piss away. I think it's what you needed to do to get it done because the market has changed. That's all. What we think is a $4.5 million player is now $6.25 because the cap's $12 million higher. I also sort of thought Tkachuk, if you really wanted to make some money, you'd go 3 years at like 10 a year and jump back in when the cap's 100. But
he just wanted out, and that's his.
Well, you want to go to Florida, and when you throw a pile of money on the table, guys are going to take it in this league. Like even Matt Boldy.
Like Huberdeau.
Why wouldn't you sign 3 years and then jump in at 10 plus a year. But these guys they're told, and rightfully so, that they're one hit injury away from their career being over. Take the money when you can get it.
It's an unfortunate scenario for sure.
If they don't start playing better, yeah. Like I don't see how that Huberdeau deal is ever going to give you any value. It's going to be a drag, not value. But God, if he could just get close to providing it at sea level. But he's not going to if he's going to play with Lucic. Like, and I really think for all, like, we're squinting and trying to say, look, is Daryl maybe like smarter than we think? Daryl's fucking the dog on that second line.
You know what, though, Ryan? It hasn't been all year. He's played 42 games. He has 8 goals. He's on the power play.
I get it. I just think it's not going to happen there with Luch on the other side. It's not. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but
I'm not saying he's a 90-point guy if it's someone else, but it's like you have a point per game 21-year-old doing things in the A that has never happened in your organization for someone of that age. You're talking about a top organizational prospect, a first rounder, and a guy who anyone with any comparable numbers at the same level is in the NHL or has had a long run in the NHL. They didn't even put him in. Like, that's a guy you need to see next to Skill.
They didn't give him effing exhibition games, did they? I can't remember, but I feel like he was on the other list and not even playing.
I am fearful that there's a large disconnect between the coach and GM, and I think looking at Jacob Pelche's usage, it would be hard to suggest there isn't. Why would the GM call him up for a road trip with 5 games, one of which is a playoff team, and he doesn't get in? One playoff team on that whole fucking road trip, and he didn't get in. Last place team in the league, an afternoon game, 2 games in the same city. He didn't get in one.
Well, they would tell you it's in case of injury.
Well, I know why they carry extra bodies, but you could have had Zahorna up if you're not going to give this guy a game. And I don't think this is a GM problem. I think this kid should be playing, and I think he deserved the call up. And I think in 31 other organizations, he's playing. This is a Daryl issue with kids.
It's not new, right? It's not. You go back to when he was here the first time, and everyone remembers 04, but remember there were times even after that where he was no longer the coach and he was the GM, and how he kind of ran the team.
The draft and development was dog shit when he was the GM. It was absolutely awful. He does not nurture young talent well. And it's hard to build a case that he does. Any guys that are undersized or young on the team, he inherited. Like, Ruzicka's not young. He was drafted a long time ago, and he's a big 6'3", 220-pounder. Daryl has no problem putting that kind of guy in, even though he scratched him 9 of the first 10. But it's like, if you can't get a point per game first rounder in the American League who's young into your lineup, like, what does Jacob Pelche have to do to get in? I don't understand.
I don't either. But I don't have 2 cup rings. I'm not.
No, but
like, I don't.
So are there other coaches that would be doing it this way? I can't think of one.
But the problem is that, not a problem. I'm in agreement with you, and I love Daryl because Daryl was great to me, and he helped my career and blah, blah, blah. But also, we've complained about how they're doing, and they've put up a bunch of points, and it was a 5-game point streak, right? Like, so his philosophy to us isn't right. How can't you get young guys in there? Blah, blah, blah. And then it turns out they're in the playoffs and they're actually doing okay. Now, I expected.
Yeah, but the expectation wasn't get in or be a wild card. The expectation was home ice here. So he has undershot expectations this year with this crew and how he's used them. I think he's used his second best goalie too often, and he hasn't used skill when it's been available to him coming up from the American League.
I don't disagree.
So I'm not here to say Daryl saved it with his genius coaching. I think there's a system that works. I think there's a style of play that works. I think he's mismanaged the roster significantly to the point where they should be in a home ice slot if they'd use their better goalie and put their skilled players in better spots, use their young guys. Like you were saying it, why can't we see Lindholm and Huberdeau a little more? Hasn't been a long run with those two.
With a little bit of effort.
I liked him cross-checking Ekholm last night. Those two were going at it.
The road trip, as you said, Retro, they get 6 of a possible 10. That's more points than games.
Over 500. Woo.
That's more points than games played.
Just remember, 500 is 82 points. That's not going to get you within a country mile of the playoffs. NHL 500 is
road games, Ryan. Road games. It's a road trip.
I get it. So how's the homestand looking? Tell me those teams.
They've got a 4-game homestand coming up. We have got tickets to give away for 2 of those 4, courtesy of Mad Rose Pub. Mad Rose Pub up in Royal Oak, 15 Royal Vista Place. Every single day. It's fresh sauce, fresh dough, gourmet pizza. The food is off the charts, and the atmosphere, the people, it's good times. It's where you need to be. Monday game against Columbus, so we got to kind of strategize that one because we don't want to just send somebody on Monday to the game. It's a big one, so maybe later this week we'll give those away. And then on Thursday, it is Chicago in town to wrap up the 4-game trip. We've got tickets for that also, so lots of winning next week. With Mad Rose Pub, not in the fellas and the ladies. And
Jonathan Taves' last game is a Hawk.
Is that right? In the Dome, you're saying? Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought you had some trade news to break. Yeah. You broke those 2 firings last year of head coaches. We thought maybe you had one there for us.
Hey, there's a possibility. Isn't that the last game before the break?
No. All-Star break, maybe, for Chicago. But there's still a bit of a gap between games getting back and the deadline, like about a month.
You know, in some ways, I think we give ourselves too much credit, and in some ways, not enough credit. You know, we're not the coach. We didn't win Stanley Cups.
What do we know?
Boy, we know a lot.
Do we?
Yep.
Sometimes I wonder.
We know a lot. We knew about Juuso Parssinen. We knew.
Who?
Juuso Parssinen.
I did what?
Yeah, that's right. Well, let's go back to yesterday's show. We were all over it. We knew.
All right.
We know. Let's take a look.
Huh.
It's easy.
Some familiar faces and some young guys down the lineup. And then also, who the fuck is centering their first line?
Well, Ryan, that's Juuso Parssinen.
Juuso, pardon who?
7th rounder.
Okay. 13 goals. All right. I don't know.
He's got 8 points in his last 6 games. He's got a 6-game point streak. He is the hottest Predator forward coming into this game tonight. And we've just jinxed it. Congrats on your hat trick, Parssinen, you prick.
Gets the return pass, and there's Parssinen right in front, and he sticks with it. Looked to me like that was his second or
Why are we betting this shit? I couldn't find the anytime Parssinen goal.
That puck's across the goal line.
I mean, we've done a lot of shows over the years, but our batting average is pretty strong for yipping guys and then them going out and sticking it right in our shitter.
100%.
Juuso Parssinen, of all guys.
Yep. He's looked pretty good.
Oh, whatever.
Did Markstrom lose his post there? What do we see?
I
in that
don't.
I want to ask a goalie person because I'm just like, boy, you're 6'6", and there's still your pad's not on the post there. How's that?
I mean, he bit on the cross crease pass for sure. He's going to his right.
Yeah.
Awfully early, it felt like. But again, I'm not a goalie, but I thought the same thing. Like, was there somebody really backdoor? What did he see happening to his right?
I just don't know how you lose your left leg there.
Mangiapane lost the guy, and the guy's wide open there, and he's got to cover for him.
Because his right pad is in the net as opposed to being on the post.
Backlund in there too?
I don't know. Pass.
Yeah, that shouldn't go in.
Well, that's not it. It's after this, right? Leave that. Keep it going.
But he's all the way.
Yeah. Like look at his lean is. That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like his right pad. I almost wonder if he's
deep into the net there.
Yeah. Look at us.
Second best goalie.
Yeah. You snuck that in there, by the way. I
did. No, I like.
Don't think I didn't notice.
It was. And
you talked about Darryl starting as second best goalie too much.
He has. Now the question is, how does Markstrom respond when he goes to Vladar at times this year? I'm not saying Vladar's been better all year, but there's been certain significant stretches where it's clear. Like
I said to Rhett last night, shouldn't Markstrom be off the charts with how much Vladar's getting played? Because it was always he's playing too much. Markstrom getting too many. You got to play the backup. Well, they've been playing the backup, and he's no damn better.
Who's the backup? He's third in starts since the beginning of last year in the whole league. Do you see that last night on the broadcast?
Hell of a save there off of Granlund, though.
Was it Saros?
That's the thing. I said it to Retro last night. If Markstrom is playing at his usual clip, you don't question those. Well, look, he's you got to tie your man up in front, and they went off of Zadorov. You got to have your guy.
He does that. Make that.
But when you're not playing well, then did he lose his net or what did he have?
And you noted it. He's not getting run support. He's not spotted 6-1 leads often this year. Quite the opposite. But again, be good in the spring. No one will care.
And Rhett, tomorrow it's Colorado, essentially a road game for the Flames. I know they're at home, but it's still, they traveled after the game.
Just got
Road
home.
game.
It may as well be a road game.
Car fans, all Colorado jerseys in there.
Still in
cheering
bed.
It's not like they've had 3 days to recoup and then they're playing a home game.
It's the first game back. This is a classic Rhett player excuse. So we'll see how it goes. Their first game back from a one-game road trip was fine, but this is...
Listen, you lazy bastard.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not true.
You couldn't survive one night in Nashville without crashing and burning. So, I mean, these guys are in Nashville. They come all the way home. They cut them some slack. They got the radiation and the constipation. Like, there's a lot going on.
When I'm saying excuse, I don't mean it's not real. I just mean that it's when something doesn't go your way and you say there's a reason why, that's an excuse. It doesn't mean it's wrong or it's a lie. It's true. It's just...
Yeah. Colorado last night, they doubled up Detroit 6-3. McKinnon, 2 goals, 2 assists. Cale Makar, 2 goals and a helper. Nichushkin back after missing 9 games.
Lekkonen's been on a heater lately. No Landeskog still.
Now they've won back-to-back games, but did lose 7 of 8 prior.
Mm-hmm. And they are looking at this like a juicy opportunity to climb up the standings. They're behind the Flames in a quest to get a wild card.
4 points back.
Stupid Cale Makar is coming home and he's going to just give it to us. How do you stop that guy? Who's
Walker Neuer? That's how you run him right through the boards with your call up. This stud.
Who are they playing the other day? We watched that. We were watching the video in here. Read a highlight from the Avalanche game, and it looked like it was, at like 1.5 speed, like going just a little bit faster.
Like something had glitched out a bit.
It's like, what's wrong with this video? Oh no, it's just Makar blowing the doors off of somebody.
like significant. It felt like it was edited. It was someone had done some digital fucking around. Not fair.
Not fair. Not fair at all.
And then you get the Tampa Bay Lightning. They've been in the Stanley Cup final 3 years in a row on Saturday.
And what are they? They ended the Seattle Kraken win streak at 8 last night.
That's an impressive victory.
Tampa 4 in a row. Vasilevsky.
You don't even talk about them. You don't even talk about them, and they're
third in their division. Yeah, just like last year, they're third in their division. They went to the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah.
And that's where I don't really buy in the Daryl. We got more points than games played, because it's like, well, you had 4 non-playoff teams, and now you're coming home to the 2 Stanley Cup finalists last year.
4 non-playoffs team, and the one team was so beat to piss that they could hardly put a lineup together.
Yeah, no, like injury depleted and bad would be a way to describe that road trip and who they played. Dallas is the best team, and it was oddly just a afternoon weird one where that was their only significant win. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's the one you think they would have lost.
Outdoor Dental, Dr. Jay Patel, friend of the show, good guy, and is helping you get better sleep. You see it there on the screen. Outdoor Dental, leaving a healthy footprint on your smile. Dentistry with no needles, no drills, no stress. If you have been like me all these years and still going through this archaic technology for your dental work, give your head a shake. It's an excellent solution for people if you just, it's one of those things, God, I just can't do the dentist. This is how you get around some of that. The Solea laser treatment, excellent. 1 to 2 minutes, you're relaxed, you're comfortable, it's pain-free, it's the laser, it's no drills, none of that stuff. Plus, we've told you all about the snoring treatments. 2 treatments, 15 minutes in length each, and it works on your soft palate to reduce and eliminate your snoring, better sleep, more well-rested. You'll be far more cheery, you'll be more pleasant to deal with. The people around you will really appreciate it. Maybe they'll even chip in for it. Whatever it costs, it's great value. Just say, hey, what if I went over and saw Dr. J and got my old soft palate? You guys, might be nice around the office. I bet you they'll throw some dough in the jar for you.
What about maybe for the shoveler's next birthday? You get that taken care of, Rhett? What a gift that would be.
Valentine's Day, what better gift than to get your soft palate all
if that's not love,
tightened up.
I don't know what says love.
Also, it's good for the shoveler because she doesn't have to fly anywhere to go see a dentist.
Rhett.
So that's a nice.
Is this during Afterburner?
That was Afterburner last night.
Jeez, you're high as a kite.
I'm going through the numbers last night. It's like, did you realize that Linus Lindholm had Rhett?
Rhett. Are you there?
No, I don't drink Coca-Cola. That's not me. I'm not a pop guy.
That's right. Outdoor.dental is the website. Go and check it out, and do give that some thought. I mean, we have fun with this show and that, but it's truly, the technology is cutting edge, it's state of the art, and this the soft palate treatment is life changing for a lot of people.
You said if you're not going there, going into some caveman to talk to some dude wearing a pelt, like give your head a shake. Can you give your head a shake? You were telling me the other day you got to get your butt in there.
I do need to go.
It's
I gotta
embarrassing.
go see Dr. J.
Yeah, you said he already had an appointment. I get it.
There I am.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me.
You look like Dr. Evil. Mr. Picklesworth.
Time for the Pinder Report, brought to you by Village Honda. The brand new 2023 Honda Passport Trail Sport is in stock. Stop by Village Honda today in the Northwest Auto Mall, your dealership for life. It's a busy time. They're pumped. Vehicles are coming in, everything. It's all happening at Village Honda. And that CRV hybrid has everybody talking. It's
like an event coming up there.
Honda's such a popular brand to begin with. So many people, you buy it's why they say dealership for life. People that, if you're a Honda driver, you're probably a Honda driver for life because of the reliability and all that. So go and see
that Prelude we saw there. I think it was dying.
Yeah, it's like an 80, 90. Beautiful. Crank windows. Love it. Takes me back. Cassette deck. Sweet. Let's do the Pinder Report for Village Honda.
All right, boys, we're going to start with the game in Nashville last night, the finale of the 5-game road trip. But why would a lumberjack-looking dope like me tell you what happened when we could go to two experts that broke it down nearly right after it happened? Here's the highlights from Afterburner last night.
So the road trip is over.
But I don't think 6 out of 10 is good enough.
Is it possible we're too picky?
6 out of 10, okay. It's okay. More wins or less wins or...
But it's over. They're coming back home and you get one goal from your offense. I wonder what Jacob Markstrom thinks.
Yeah, you're our guy, Markstrom, except you had a shitty goal against and you're out. My toast of the night goes to Markstrom. I want to get a Markstrom jersey.
This is an impossible team to try and figure out. We're kind of... My light went out. You see that?
Oh, wow. Pay your bills.
On a night like tonight, of course, Parsonen scores. You knew that was going to happen after we yipped them earlier today. But those two guys on the ice at that moment. And
it's your 5-6.
I mean,
it's 5-6.
Stone, the glaring one. It's the 5-6. I really like Rasmus Andersson. I really do. He's a hell of a player. He's one of the most improved Flames over the last 2 years. But he does some dumb shit sometimes. There's brain fog there, too.
Maybe they'll get an IV treatment like Retro would or try some new wave funky gadgets. Yeah. Maybe that'll help them out.
Flames drop the finale of the road trip 2-1 in Nashville. That's going to do it for Afterburner here on FlamesNation.ca.
That's some great stuff.
Isn't that great?
Wow. And Rhett, you can see it kicking in as the highlights progress.
Look at him there.
That face just gets a little more relaxed, a little deeper into the chair. I wonder if there's any of those Cheetos left upstairs.
If you miss a little, you miss a lot, Ryan. It's Afterburner. Tomorrow night.
Yeah, can't wait.
Can't wait.
We're going to give you a night off, Rhett, so you can really get high. Okay. One of the things I noticed in the game is how amazingly cool these new boards are. Aren't they the best? I just love these digital ads. And I didn't realize, everyone said, oh, thanks for Michael Backlund, Sweden. He's not from Sweden. He was spawned in the boards in Nashville. Look at this in the left corner. Isn't this incredible? That's how Backlunds are born. It's like in a video game when you die, respawn. There he is. Cool. And you know what? Overwhelmingly, our fans really like the ads. Thanks, Gare. Love your surveys.
Yeah, Gary did say that the fans are loving the new boards.
Quite the opposite. Fans really enjoy them. Cool. Here's the schedule coming up. That was the, it was a 5-gamer. A bit of travel. 2 games in the same city. Only one playoff team probably in there when we look back at it. Feels like a bit of a work for Nashville to get in. Not seeing it with Chicago.
No.
Nah. St. Lou? Maybe. Probably too hard. It gets a little tougher next to you. You're at home. Last 2 Stanley Cup champs. Late start Wednesday against Colorado. Nooner, matinee, I should say 1 p.m.er on Saturday. That's kid game. You got any kids?
No.
Take them to the game, you lazy prick. Get some kids, take them to the game. Maybe just wheel around the van with some candy, get some kids, take them to the game.
Don't I do enough for my kids? Like, when's it? Now I got to take them to a game? Jesus.
Johnny Revenge Night on Monday. That's a later start as well. And this will be not a boring one. Do we get a jersey on the ice?
No.
Okay. We'll talk more. There's lots of time to get ready for that.
Now, what do you suggest? That it would be a Gaudreau jersey on the ice?
It would have to be. It wouldn't make any sense for anything else.
Well, but do you mean a Flames jersey with disgust for how the team is playing that a fan would?
I would think they're probably going to be dialed in after games against Colorado and Tampa, and after shitting their pants in Columbus earlier this year.
We don't see a lot of that here. There's other places in the province where that happens. Not so much here.
It's true. It doesn't really rain. The forecast doesn't call for jerseys often here. And they'll close it out with a game where they better be better as well. Not unlike the loss in Columbus. They had a loss in Chicago they had no business having. One game after that, it's the only back-to-back left for the All-Star break. And in fact, the last game for the All-Star break. It's 5 games, guys. 5, and they're gone for a week.
Like more than a week.
You going to Cabo? What are you doing? You going to Cabo?
I don't know. Maybe
Rhett, go to the Keys, Florida Keys. Where are you going?
Maybe Coaldale.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I asked. Yeah.
Nanton candy store.
This time of year,
go see the airplane museum there.
Maybe Brett can buy and sell another boat.
Sold his boat. You're without a boat right now, right?
I was muted. I was muted, apparently. I don't have a boat at the moment. No. I've done enough buying. I've done enough buying and selling of boats. Well, there's lots of water down here, Pinder, some big lakes. I think they're the Great Lakes.
I was trying to imagine you towing something from Calgary to Buffalo.
No, just buy one there.
Probably be rather expensive. You whined about fueling the boat. How about fueling something to tow a boat across the continent?
Buy one there, use it twice, sell it.
Yeah.
Take a bit of a loss, but hey, come on. You had it twice.
The Nation truck could help you out if you need a tow. Right. Just let me know. All right.
Apparently I do that a lot. Dogs, boats, that sort of thing.
Pretty good. I think the list is so much longer than that too. I think that there's got to be more on that list. Yeah.
Let's go to a big slate yesterday. Martin Luther King Day, as we had matinees throughout the day. Ton of games. The Bruins are very, very good against the Flyers. Now, I want you to see on the right side, it is now 19 consecutive games where they've gotten at least a point against the Flyers. That's a good run. But like one team dominating another, there really is only one gold standard, and that would be the Calgary Flames and Anaheim Ducks. The Ducks 25 games in a row, all wins, nary a loser point.
That's incredible.
It is the gold standard for being someone else's bitch. It was the Ducks rolling the Flames for what felt like a decade. Wow.
Well, it was a decade plus.
It's not even close. Like they've got
more than a decade.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So good to bring that one back. That was nice to recall.
Thanks.
That.
Yeah, real good.
Let's move along. Bruins dominating, by the way, 6-0 victory there over Philly. Ovechkin with a big hit, and the Capitals rallied to get a win over the Islanders, who are not happy about this hit on JG.
JG
Pajot.
Jean-Gabriel Pajot.
He's a much larger man hitting a smaller man. It's also a bit. Geez.
He's on Rubber Leg Street there.
Yep. And they're saying, nope, there's no infraction on the play. And I get it. Like, that's a pretty healthy 4 strides. And, he just barely leaves his feet. I understand the frustration if that's a player on your team.
What's the intent?
He's trying to hit Pajot.
What's the intent? Where's the principal point of contact?
No, looks like
is he targeting
shoulder into Pajot's shoulder? What do we think, Rhett? I mean, I know that's not anything to talk about 10 years ago. Say that again?
I'm pretty sure Pajot would try and do it to him as well. So, I mean, not that. I don't.
He was.
I think I'm okay with it,
wasn't he?
I think I'm okay with it. I mean,
yeah. It's unfortunate, but it's a violent sport. We can't just say you can't. Someone got hurt, something wrong happened. No, it's a high-speed sport with collisions.
It's not from behind. I don't think.
You could have called a charge if you really wanted to. I don't care that much.
No.
Yeah, if it's a 2-minute charge, I'm not going to be outraged, but I don't think it's
4 strides. Yeah.
But then he climbed.
And the hole he left his feet, like his toes are still dragging on the ice practically. It's not really that. It's just big
honestly,
man hitting small man in contact sport.
And even if I think kids get hit so little nowadays, they don't expect it, and they don't. I mean, it looks like he's trying to protect himself a little bit, but you got to remember, Ovechkin's a flipping tank, right?
Yeah, he's a linebacker. It's 240 pounder there, right?
Yeah, it's going to hurt whether you try to protect yourself or not.
If you thought that was heavy hitting, wait till you hear the knowledge Jim Rutherford dropped in Vancouver yesterday as part of a press conference the Canucks held, trying to put out all the fires. All the fires. The latest fire, of course, was the Pearson hand injury botching that the PA stepped in on. Here's Drancer in Vancouver on what Jim Rutherford said regarding Horvat. I believe we've taken our best shot. With the offer we have on the table, it's fair value for what he's done up to this year. We're in a pickle here. He's had a career run, and he's looking for his money. So when your captain has a career year, you're in a pickle. That tells me there's really big issues elsewhere.
We're willing to pay him for everything he's done to this point.
Just not this year.
That wasn't as good as this year.
Yeah, you know the stuff that's less important than this year? That's what we're ready to pay him for.
Does that work on the stock market? I'm willing to buy this.
Can I buy the stock at last year's prices?
Before the big increase? Yeah.
No. That was this summer when you had negotiations with Bo Horvat that you could have got that number. That's when you get that number.
The stock is worth way more now. I don't want to pay that now.
Right, but he's going to get that from somebody else for the stock this summer. So you're in a pickle.
Well, I'm in a pickle then.
Yeah, okay. Speaking of pickles, we'll keep going. He was asked about why they're not maybe trying to tank to get for Bedard or something along those lines. Yeah, here it is. Some people have suggested tanking the season to set yourself up as best as possible for the future. I thought we were close to tanking. We're pretty close to the bottom. You just signed fucking JT Miller to an 8-year deal. What are you talking about? You're tanking. You trade that guy for picks, you knob. That's how you tank. Jeez.
Personal. You're making it very personal.
I almost feel bad for Rutherford because I actually think he's trying to be upfront and honest with people.
He was given high grades for honesty and transparency, just not for being smart.
See, that's what happens. Is we want people to come out and say things, and then they do, and then you crush them and call them stupid and a knob.
Well, you don't say, I thought we were taking. The moment you extend a guy that is a problem in the room that Tampa wanted no part of and that you know that deal's going to hamstring you, that's a win now move. That's not a tank move. You don't sign JT Miller.
It's hard to pass the Pinder test. It's very hard.
No, well, you tell me. How does that front office over the last 10 years rank? Is that a good one or a bad one? He's inherited a pile of shit. I get it. Jimbo was there for a while.
Yeah, I think they've done their best to have the cannons pointed at them. So fire away, Pinder. They're
and fire away Wyatt here. Canucks press conference today followed the Groundhog Day plan efficiently. We're now at the part where they talk about a retool, not a rebuild. They're enacting the Sven Berchi protocol of acquiring mid to 20-year-old players, not draft picks. That was a Jim Benning special. Beautiful stuff. And finally, the best analogy. The Canucks are at that stage of the life cycle of a car where you either replace it or drive it into the ground. Instead, they're taking out a second mortgage to put in random new parts and trying to win F1 with it.
Yeah, I like that. That's a great analogy, if analogy is the right word.
Now, in fair, he did come out and say that there are going to be changes and some aren't going to be popular. And
they're not talking about blowing it up, though. It's like, it's major surgery. It's a retool.
Cool. They have screwed this up royal. Like, enjoy it. To
the point their captain's going to walk away and Patterson's going to leave at the first opportunity. And when Demko's deals up, what's he going to do? Get the fuck out of there.
Bye.
And what's interesting about it is there's a lot of teams who have been crap, right? There's still some players on that team. Like
they're a top 10 offensive club.
I would take him.
They can score.
They've got some guys that you would definitely want on your team.
Oh, yeah.
But there's,
There's that thing called defense.
And the whole thing with Boudreau, and we talked about it with Frank yesterday.
Bad luck.
He was asked, why don't you just let Bruce go? If you haven't seen it,
press conference.
It's kind of a surreal press conference. It really is. I don't know if like you say, you give him credit, I guess. He stood in there and
I mean, if you're going to make all those bad decisions to answer as honestly as he did, is quite impressive. Yeah, they're there. Look at that. Look, we just need a couple new parts and come for you, Red Bull.
That was Rhett getting ready for the show last night. Just banged up.
Good news for Oilers fans. Evander Kane looks like he'll make his return to the lineup tonight after that scary wrist laceration he suffered earlier in the season. There's Frank breaking the old news there. It was November 8th. So December, 2 months and change. That's not bad. Anyway, 10 weeks.
Frank should learn how to print. He's worse than I am.
Print.
To be cap compliant?
Compliant?
Yeah, you spelled compliant wrong.
Oh,
kind of a writer is he?
Yeah.
Isn't he like in charge of the Hockey Writers Association? Come on, Frank, clean it up for Christ's sake.
Yeah, that's a foul right there, Frank. That's a shot at the bar in Jasper.
You want to be on our team? Get your grammar straight.
One player returning to health, another that unfortunately is back into the injury stable. He has been for a while, but officially now into LTIR. Sean Monahan, who we haven't seen for a long time. No one can be surprised, but you certainly can be sorry for the young man. A tough run.
He's just not going to, right?
It ain't happening. The body's quitting.
Super Wildcard Weekend closed last night with a Monday nighter as Tampa hosted the Dallas Cowboys. Which bandwagon would be disappointed? America's team or the Tom Brady fans he's collected along the way? It wasn't close, although there was a notion early on that you might regret these missed point afters. Brett Maher was 0 for 3 before this attempt. Watch Manning's face. Now, remember Peyton called Mike Vanderjagt an idiot kicker? Just watch.
That's good.
He'll nail this one. He was hoping he could kick it from the 2-yard line instead of, having to go all the way back. Oh, my goodness.
Look at Peyton.
Just got the shanks a little bit.
I don't even know what to say.
Now we got lots of analysts up there in the owner's box, right? We got extra.
Peyton cannot stand it. Remember, he took Mike Vanderjagt to the woodshed.
Yeah.
That idiot kicker opened his mouth. Like, he's going bananas here. You got one job to do. That is Peyton biting his tongue. He's squeezing.
That idiot kicker clip is an all-timer.
It's really good.
I haven't seen that one in a long time. That is an all-timer. Our drunk idiot kicker.
I'm glad I could bring that back to the
that's good.
the front of the frontal lobe.
Yeah, appreciate that.
So the Cowboys have escorted the Bucks out of the playoffs. Well, you could say that, but tweeting it would be much funner if you attached a fun video too. So that remember Tom after
yeah.
Out you go. And interestingly, I still can't believe they threw that Lombardi Trophy boat to boat. Like,
oh sure.
Oof, that one scared me. I don't know why. I'm sure they'd have a scuba crew there in moments, but still. And finally, this is a little odd. Tom gets a little misty here, saying goodbye to not his teammates, not a coach, the media. Have a listen. Is this goodbye forever?
I just want to say thank you guys for everything this year. I really appreciate all your effort, and I know it's hard for you guys too. It's hard for us players to make it through, and you guys got a tough job, and I appreciate all that you guys do to cover us and everyone who watches and is a big fan of the sport. We're very grateful for everyone's support, and hopefully, I love this organization. It's a great place to be, and thank you everybody for welcoming me, all you regulars, and just very grateful for the respect, and I hope I gave the same thing back to you guys. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So you're at that's how an athlete should treat the media.
Yeah, not a stupid media question.
That's the respect that we deserve.
In the trenches, Rhett. The media in the trenches. That's the respect that is there.
Now you call up Jimbo and ask if that's what you've earned.
The respect that
hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Is this my DoorDash? Okay. We'll move on. Jay's got major renovations to Rogers Center in Toronto. Let's have a look. This is going to be a new looking outfit. It looks like there's new spots to party. They've completely knocked out the 300, 500s and redesigned everything. Scroll through some of these images here. That one's a little boring. Let's get to the next. Look at this. There's the new fence. No one could be able to catch over that. And there's a big party platform on top. Hot day, roof's open.
God, you love the Blue Jays.
Damn, these beers are expensive, but I love this.
It's January, and we're looking at construction.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait.
Get rid of that dump. It's
they're
Canada's
up, which
team.
means-
Surely to Christ, we can make something nice.
Doing a lot trying to fix it up for you, Rhett, so we can go out there and get blasted on that little patio just right there in left field. And finally, gentlemen, we often don't shine enough light on the amazing athletes that are just under the professional level in our very backyard.
Mm-hmm.
The Okotoks Oilers had a little fun with a video camera at some sort of a breakaway skills competition. Have a look at this breakaway move, which I think immediately could be vaulted into like a top 10 of all time type category.
Tyler Dyson.
Take the sound if we have it too. Yeah, look at this. Bink. Oh.
So that's a
great
double
effort, goalie.
That's a 720. And where's it coming out? Fing, top shelf. That angle gives it a little more credit because the goalie is hooped. Didn't look like it on the first one. Wow. This is something.
As soon as he starts spinning, I would
Oilers.
charge out and bump him.
Well, you could call and give some tips.
Yeah. Goalie didn't play it very well for sure.
He's trying.
That's pretty nice.
Anyway, that's pretty special stuff.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah.
And for all of you listening, you're welcome for the last 30 seconds.
It's the 720 with the puck cradled like it's lacrosse, spinning around like a top, and then releasing it top corner. It's almost perfect, if not perfect.
Dumbass kids, they got this new wax. The puck sticks, like you could pick it, you just barely touch it, it sticks to your twig.
We got Torts on the show today. He's ruining the game, these kids, with their high skill goals. These damn Michigans. Back when I was young, you had to bank it in off someone's face, and they'd be hurt for a year.
Oh, that guy should try it in a game, the 720 top shelf. Then when it works,
he's a very talented kid.
Why would we like?
I've watched them play. You guys have never been. You've never been in the rink in Okotoks. I've been there. I've seen that kid play.
You can huck right off of that take, Rhett.
Get ready for the new 2023 Honda Accord. This all-new generation redefined sophistication. Got your sleek styling, available features like Google built-in, and a spirited hybrid powertrain. Later this month, swing by, and you will be behind the wheel. They've got the Honda Passport Trail Sport. They've got the CR-V Hybrid. It is all going on at Village Honda, Northwest Auto Mall, and online, villagehonda.com, your dealership for life. They got the little QR code on your screen there. If you're on the YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, you got to give zap, and then you'll go right to the thing. You'll go right to the thing. Now, I've been kind of teeing this up the last few days. We're very happy to have Montana's on board. Montana's Barbecue and Bar. They are bringing back the watch party. They want to get you out of your house. Let's go out and watch the game. Let's go.
Don't be a boomer. Leave your house.
Let's
talk with other humans.
Don't worry. Oh, I got to go home and shit. No, just go to Montana's. Go up montanas.ca. Find the nearest location. Go and have some unbelievable food, some ice cold beers, and enjoy yourself. Mondays, half price wings.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Wednesdays.
That's the rib one, right?
The all-you-can-eat ribs. Check it out. They have the new daily deals. They brought the comfort menu is out, and they've added yet again to the daily deals the $5 tacos.
Are you kidding me?
With the purchase of a beverage.
Can we go today?
$5 tacos. It all started today.
I'm a taco guy. This is gonna be perfect.
The place to be to cheer on your favorite team, enjoying those specials. And can I tell you about the comfort menu?
I mean, it'd be rude not to at this point.
There you see it.
I'll have that.
Brand new today. So let's go back. What was the first one there?
Well, that was some sort of skillet with mac and cheese on it. God,
okay, so that is I believe that is your pot roast soup. Slow simmered pot roast with a medley of vegetables in a hearty beef broth.
Yes, butter on those saltines.
Yeah.
Dig in.
I believe that is that the smoky, or is that the fried chicken? That might be the buttermilk fried chicken, or is that the smoky double beef bake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smoked beef rib, rich ground beef, mushroom, peppers, onions, all slow cooked in a zesty tomato beef.
How are your eyes?
He's so blind.
Fried chicken.
Can Dr. J use that laser on his eyes? This is bad.
I can see. I was prepared for something else. Okay, so that's your apple crisp.
This is not mac cheese.
I just don't have the order. All right, warm apple crisp made with baked apple, cinnamon, brown sugar, scoop of French vanilla ice cream, and a drizzle. You see it? Just a drizzle of your English toffee sauce. So good.
Oh,
that
That's your spiced chicken thing?
That's your buttermilk
That's
fried
the
chicken.
fried. Yeah.
Tender seasoned chicken marinated in buttermilk, hand tossed in signature breading, garlic mashed, side of fresh veg, country style gravy on top of the with your cornbread.
You ever make cornbread?
You know what
boys?
Rhett's doing there? Rhett's going double gravy for sure.
Is that right?
Double cornbread.
Oh,
Double
yeah.
gravy.
I bet you they'll allow that. I bet you they're
Don't
going to
s-
allow it.
Don't skimp on the gravy, please.
Comfort food. There's your burger.
Oh,
The Chipotle
Are those jalapenos?
they are.
juicy Canadian Angus burger sauced with Chipotle honey barbecue sauce, bacon, Cajun onions, crispy, leaf lettuce, real cheddar cheese, crispy jalapenos on a toasted
Oh.
bun with your choice of Caesar salad
Killing me,
or
dude.
seasoned fries or a house salad, whichever you want there. It's your choice. Look at that son of a gun. Comfort food. Can you hear? My mouth is sweating.
My mouth is sweating too.
Creamy mac and cheese, spiral pasta smothered in cheesy white lime sauce, baked in a skillet until golden brown and crispy. Again, with your cornbread on the side. Mac and cheese. So good. Retro. Look at you. 4
Yeah.
cheese spinach dip. Spinach,
dip.
spices. 4 types of cheese oven baked to order with your nachos and crispy pita chips.
You know what
Pita
the
chips,
worst
you don't
part
get that
about that?
kinda underrated.
The dip like that? The other idiots at the table think that that's you ordered that to share, and then I have to get pissed off and tell them to keep the mitts out of my dip. Please,
does do
that
that.
is not.
Yeah, it's
If anything's got a dip, he's just gonna house that. That it's the arms come out and he's got the guardrails up.
No, this is not a
This is Rhett's.
share plate.
I've actually-
This is my plate.
Yeah.
Because there's a similar one like this. We go to another place.
Yeah,
that-
I've actually been to Montana's with Rhett when this has happened.
Are you
where he's
serious?
ordered
That's
an
amazing.
appetizer that you think is for the table,
that's
and he
nice.
just kind
I'll
of,
share that.
I could just put this in the middle. Nope, right over here.
Well, if you want it, order one. Go ahead.
I thought we did order one to share. We're not sharing.
Share what?
Montana's Barbecue and Bar, Canada's home for barbecue. It is the comfort menu, the tacos. That's today. It's all kind of they're rolling it all out today. Plus, enjoy a Molson Canadian with any of the items from the comfort food menu. You could win a Molson beer fridge or the grand prize of a trip for 2 to the NHL Awards in Nashville.
I have no shoes on.
I'm sorry. Montanas.ca. Find the location nearest you.
I want to go today. Taco day. Please, 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 please.
We are.
Nephew Dax loves Montana's. Big fan.
It's all about comfort. You feel good. You feel at home.
You
No
know what wouldn't
pretense,
be
none of
good-
that.
You know what wouldn't be good for you and I is to house some Montanas before the Afterburner show. I don't know that
No.
our energy levels
No.
would.
You know what? Saturday, it's a matinee. If you want to watch the game and do a bonus afterburner, then you can go to Montana's after.
That's after I've had the mac and cheese and the apple crisp. So Colorado tonight. We'll be better tomorrow. I'll be better tomorrow. Jasper Pond Hockey. We're about a week away from. Today's Tuesday. Do we know
When
what?
you headed
Because the
up?
tournament. The tournament starts on. Is it like Saturday?
Saturday,
Because
We got a hot stove Friday.
I would like
and
some-
think the
I
final
would
game's
like
Sunday.
I know I'm not there, but I would like a little bit of feedback on who's on the squad. Like, what kind of lineup you're housing? Do you have any muscle there? Or it's going to get serious. Somebody's going to piss somebody off out there. You're going to have somebody to handle these folk. What a kind
We
of
got Serge
group
to
do
handle
you-
everyone. We're fine.
Really?
I don't know.
Surge is the muscle.
Is Serge not the muscle?
We
We got Mosser.
I don't even. Here's the thing. You've just invited a bunch of people. I don't know how many people are supposed to show up. Hey, you want to come? We're going to Penn. You should come. We go to Jeff. They're getting rooms and stuff for everybody. It's really
Watching
loosey
the
goosey.
debacle of what you've done with the roster. I had to make at least add some skill, so we got a chance.
I
of
didn't
not
even
being
start
embarrassed.
with the rod. There was nothing. It's like, who's going? Back to Pinder just, which is good.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Pinder
You do
filled
what
his
you do.
friend bus and off you go.
Mm-hmm.
It did not fill the friend bus. I'm trying to find us some players and some Flames alums.
CHEhockey.com if you want to get involved with your team up in Jasper. The website is where you need to go. Jasper.travel/January. Maybe you're going to go up a day or two early. Maybe you're going to stay a day or two late. There's plenty of reasons why to get up to Jasper, notably the Pond Hockey Tournament Enter
You should go
today.
So is that was
should go
Wolverine
this
doing the jamming
Saturday.
before I had to take over? Or was that you?
I have no idea.
So that's Wolverine then.
I have not seen an email about it. I don't know. Again, I just asked you, what day is it? I don't even know when the tournament starts.
It's all
Friday,
there if you
Saturday?
want
Are there
the
games
info.
on Sunday? I have no idea.
Telling everyone to go to the website and listen to your own advice.
I guess so. Betway bets of the day?
Sure. Yeah.
Betway bets of the day. I can't stop thinking about that mac and cheese. Son of a god. Starving over here. God.
You want to start? You want me to start?
Can I do two
You start.
things off the comfort food menu? I'll do the burger and the mac and cheese, please.
That is what Rhett will do, by the way. Do not be surprised if he orders 2 entrees. We've seen it before. We'll see it again.
2 things, eh?
Because I'm going to do the tacos, but I might try to dance with an entree and maybe a couple tacos.
This isn't gonna stun you. I'm going with the pot roast soup.
Yeah,
I'm going with the soup to start. Look at that.
that does look good.
Jeez, I'm gonna need more crackers than that though.
I'm
That is
telling
not gonna.
you, you got to have more crackers and a side of butter for the crackers. You got to butter those crackers. Salt.
Twice he's noted that. He's passionate about
Yeah, and if I
buttering
could
saltines.
My
get some
grandpa
fresh
would
cracked pepper on that as well.
My grandpa would sit at the kitchen table with a stick of butter and a package of saltines and just enjoy himself until they were all gone. Just a big tablespoon of butter on every cracker. Delicious.
So I'm gonna go with the soup. The double beef bake is interesting because you got beef rib in there, mushrooms, peppers, onions. Whew. I'm gonna need to look at that thing.
Yeah.
Melted cheese on top. And then I don't know. I can't say no to apple crisp.
No, that's
Apple-
My father-in-law is a big apple crisp guy. Loves it.
Oh, and the vanilla ice cream, so good.
That's
Melted.
the only way to go.
God. Betway bets of the day.
All right.
I bet I'd go right to sleep after eating that. That's what I can tell you.
That's
Bets
going to
of the
pay
day.
about minus 6,000.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to invest
not a
$1
lot
billion
there.
to make 9 cents.
There's
We
not a
all
lot
know
of
you're
value
gassed
there, yeah.
after that.
8 games in the NHL tonight. I picked a couple. The Winnipeg Jets are in Montreal to face the Canadiens. Jets are rolling. They can add to their lead in the West. Jets money line and a point for Josh Morrissey. Minus 110. I like to try and get plus money. This just feels like Morrissey's a machine this year.
He is. He's been phenomenal.
It's not even a power play point. It's a point. Jets money line win. Just take it. The Kraken had won 8 in a row. They lost last night to Tampa Bay. They're now in Edmonton. You're getting big time plus money on Seattle. I know but you know what the Oilers are? They're fat and sassy right now.
Wow,
They beat
so well in
Anaheim.
California.
They beat
Wow.
San Jose, and then they beat Vegas. But it's the first game after a road trip. They're all high in the hog. Seattle wants to get back at it. Don't love it, but I love the value. Plus 150 for
I
a
agree.
team coming off of that's won 8 of 9.
Team that might end
It
up
scares
first in the
me. I
World
always
Conference.
feel like after a long winning streak, you have a couple days of down games. I'm worried.
You know what it'll be? A 1-unit play. Just 1 unit.
Just 1 unit. Okay.
Yeah. So those are my bets of the day.
All right. Well, I think that's going to be a good one. And I think for Flames fans, there'll be a lot of eyes on that Seattle-Edmonton game. 2 divisional foes. I'm going to jump on the Oilers stack here. I like a lot of what Seattle's doing. I still don't know that Martin Jones is carrying them to the promised land, nor Philip Grubauer. They can still win this thing, but I think the Oilers are going to get a couple. I'm going with the Dre McJay stack plus 250 right there. And then on the other side, Vinny Dunn is quietly having a monster year. Scored yesterday. Power play Apple plus 250. Delicious. Betway bets the day.
Dre, McJay, and Vinny, and Apples, and
Got to sell it. By the way, the lines are out for divisional weekend. Do you
oh, is
want
that right?
real
Yeah,
quick?
dying for it.
Dallas at San Francisco. Niners by 3.5. Giants at Philly.
Okay, whoa.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Rhett, Giants at Philly. What's your bet on? What's your thought on the line?
What? My thought on the line.
Good talk.
This is a really
Eagles-
that's a tough sneak attack for him.
Minus 7.5.
Exactly.
Is it?
Yep. And that's 3 teams from the NFC East, by the way.
Okay.
Cowboys, Giants, and Eagles that are left in the NFC. That's pretty impressive. AFC side, Cincinnati at Buffalo. You want to guess the line?
Buffalo minus 5.5.
Not
Rhett?
even. Not even. 2.5.
4.5. It's in that wheelhouse. Good work.
They're not getting under a field goal.
And this
They're
is the one.
Bills.
This is the one I thought might have been a little bit off, but I also kind of get it. Jacksonville at Kansas City. Kansas City coming off bye. Jacksonville coming off a win after being down 27-0. Shoot me in the face.
9.5.
14.
8.5. Dean, you're good at this. You're a handicapper.
Wow.
You think I'd do better at these fucking picks then?
I would.
Jesus.
Just taking chalk all week. Come on now. Walker'd be so mad at you. You're not with the sharp money.
You swore too much. You got all hot and bothered.
Wound up. I'm sorry. Apologize to.
We weren't even fighting, but you were acting like we were fighting. What the hell's going on?
Oh, it was good. I like it. I like it. That's why people wanted that. They were loving it on the old chat room. There's Retro's all fired up.
Do it, Retro.
So tomorrow, game day, Colorado.
Oh, McCarr Day, McKinnon Day, Rantanen Day, Lehkonen Day.
Yeah. And your family's almost back. You got, what, 2 days left?
They're back Thursday morning, so tomorrow's D-Day. I got to have things done.
Did you clean your house? Get all the bottles and glitter out of there?
Need 2 more days. You need 2 more days. It's always 2 more days. You could use 2 more days. 1 would do it. 2 would be better. It's always the case.
Yeah, 23 days I could have done all this. 21, it's just overwhelmed.
It's too tight a turn for you. What was she thinking? So we'll do that. We'll do it on tomorrow. Big show tomorrow. Anything else you want to do tomorrow?
Wish me
luck.
luck.
What are you doing? Gonorrhea?
I'm going. No, I'm all clear. I'm going on a scavenger hunt. I just read on my phone that there's a beer company that is giving away tickets, but you have to find them in the city of Buffalo.
Ooh,
it's a scavenger hunt
for Cincinnati Buffalo on the weekend.
You guys want to come to a game? Why don't you fly down? I'll send the
We'll meet you in Atlanta in a week. We'll go to Magic City. Deal?
Ugh, Atlanta. No. Below. Fly to Hamilton. Shoveler will pick you up. Have some pops on the ride over.
Why won't you
not
pick
allowed?
us up?
You're not driving pops.
Why
Never
can't
mind
you pick
crossing
us
the border.
What do you mean shovelers? But what are you doing?
What the hell's going on?
I can't cross, you idiots. Jesus.
You can pick me up at the border.
No, shoveler's going to come to the airport.
Oh, I
He's
see.
going to come to Hamilton and get you from the airport.
Can we get some duty free?
I think the other way it's cheaper.
She'll drop you off. You can get all hammered up. There's got to be some little pub there right across the border.
Yeah, stop in Niagara.
Yeah.
Romantic walk with the shoveler.
We'll go hold hands.
Yeah.
It's a dance club. It's on the wrong side of the border for me. You can't get to it.
Yeah. Shit.
Is that one also called the Maid of the Mist or no?
You gotta get your life in order. What's the latest? Truly, like what the?
Get home so we can have a party.
I was talking with somebody yesterday. They're like, "So what's the story with Rhett?" I said, "I remember that I was in Saskatchewan. It was a beautiful day, 30 degrees. Everybody's on the boat. I got to take a phone call. It's Warner. What the hell's going on? You think I could still do the podcast from Buffalo? Oh, for fuck's sakes! Really?
Nailing it.
We should start this thing. This will be great. I'm leaving.
Yeah, it sounds perfect. Gotta be honest.
Drag your feet. That's what happens.
Yeah,
That's what
happens. That's what happens. All right, buddies. Thanks for being a part of it. We're back tomorrow. It's Barn Burner.
Oilers, you feel free to suck tonight for the old Boom Boom and his betting.
Vinny Dunn, PP
I know
Apples.
you can do it.
Plus 150. Let's go. Later.
Odd.